To the live stream of today. I'm going to just look at the market, the general direction of the market, how Bitcoin is behaving, and of course the calls will be treated as well. So without further ado, let's get to it. And the first thing, as always, that I would like to discuss is going to be Bitcoin. I have made this play about, what was it, 2 weeks ago, when I also did the live stream. And actually, nothing has changed so far. We are still inside the wedge. We did not manage to break out. I was a little bit afraid we were actually going to break out of the wedge, about a week ago, but it got rejected. And now we are trying again. However, it is important to note that all of the indicators, so on balance volume, RSI, MACD, the MACD isn't here, but I've checked it. They are all diverging downwards. So what it means is that both the volume in Bitcoin is lacking according to the price. The RSI is not managing to make a higher high. We are still in this downtrend. So I still believe in this rising wedge. I still believe in it. I still think it's going to break down. But as you can see, this rising wedge is going to be valid all the way into 2018, close to March. The lines cross in March, so I think somewhere in January, February is where we should top out if this trend continues, of course, and that would bring us to over 10k USD, possibly even 12 if we stay in the wedge that long. If this happens, though, I'm going to build up a big short. The only other possibility that I see right now is that we break out of this wedge. And if that happens, I'm going to have to change the setup a little bit. And we're going to have to zoom out in order to figure out where we are actually going. And I've drawn this resistance quite a while ago. And this is, this is possibly where I see Bitcoin topping out if this keeps up. And that would be around 15k. If we break the resistance, we should, for now at least, top out at 15, maybe a little bit lower. Let me just make this precise. So yeah, those are the two possibilities that I see right now. Either we go to 12k, or we stay in the wedge and we stay bullish sideways for a couple more weeks, and then we're gonna break down. And I will monitor it closely. If any of these resistance or support of the wedge breaks, I will of course announce it in the channel. I'm watching this every day, but I would like to at least have a daily and preferably weekly close above the resistance or below the support. And as you can see, we did manage to intraday we managed to break out, but when the day closed, we are always inside the wedge. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know why it actually did that. There we go. I hope you can actually see it now. I don't know why it wasn't sharing my screen, but again, in short, you've heard me talking. We are still inside a rising wedge. We did not manage to close either above the resistance or below the support. So this rising wedge is still valid. It is valid all the way until March, end of February. And we can either stay inside the wedge until then and possibly, most likely, break out downward by that time, or we can break out of the wedge sooner, upside, and we could potentially hit 12k. And I've based that target on the most large time frame that can be used for trading Bitcoin, which I believe is weekly. And we bounced a couple of times in the past on this resistance, and now we are approaching it again. I don't think we are going to break this, because if we do, it would bring us right into the 200,000 range, and I don't think that's going to be possible, not until, at least a couple of years. So that's going to be my play. I'm just going to keep watching. I'm going to keep watching the wedge. I'm not going to trade Bitcoin while we are inside the wedge, that's for sure. And once it breaks, I am going to do my play. If it breaks topside, I'm going to look for a short at this resistance. And if it breaks downside, well, then I'm also going to look for a short. But of course, these would be pretty major moves before that even happens. So I don't think anything very interesting will happen in the coming weeks, at least, which is good, because that gives us the possibility to trade altcoins. And the first altcoin I would like to look at, well, it's going to be EOS. It's on the call sheet. Most of you are probably entered EOS when the call was made. And I'm really excited. On balance volume is looking strong as hell. It's going really, really well. And I would like to trade this on the 4-hour. And I'm going to show you why I'm so excited. As you can see, I just have to move this a little bit. EOS was way overpriced. It was way overpriced. And why was it way overpriced? It's because the ICO is still ongoing. We do have rather large inflation for EOS right now. I believe like half the coins that will be minted are currently sold, and they're going to have to sell the other half as well, and that will take about half a year from now. So, for half a year we are not going to have any $20 EOS, that's for sure. But we did break out of the Ishimoku cloud. We are currently bullish. I believe we are X2 from where we started, or close to X2. And my target, it's a really nice target. Let me just grab my Fibonacci retracement. My first target for, oh Jesus, come on. My first target for EOS is going to be all the way up here. The first Fibonacci level that we can actually make out of this. I do believe this will be possible in like 3 months. And once we have reached this target, my next target will be all the way up here. And then possibly, if I'm looking at the 2-year scale, I'm going to aim for this. Why? Ethereum has some real world problems. For example, Ken, who did an ICO on the Ethereum network, they have too many transactions, so the Ethereum network cannot handle their transactions. And I believe EOS will solve this problem, which makes this a second-gen cryptocurrency. And if this really is the case, if they deliver what they promised, they could compete with Ethereum, like seriously compete with Ethereum, and that would bring them up to like 10-20% of the market cap of Ethereum, maybe even 50%. And if that's the case, we're all going to be shit rich. We're going to, to party and make a lot of money out of this. So that's why I put my target so high. I am going to sell off a little bit because I'm really, really heavily invested in here. I'm going to sell off a little bit at the first target, but after that, I will just forget it and leave it there for 2 more years. And, who knows? Who knows where we go? So that's my update for EOS. Still looking bullish. I don't think there will be any major correction anytime soon. I think we're going to resume this trend and hit the first target by the end of the year, which would make me really happy. Absolutely. This is not even close to FOMO territory. So next one is going to be SIS. Really excited for SIS. This one is rather simple. I'm just going to remove the Ishimoku cloud because it doesn't apply for this trade. Why am I so excited for SIS? It's purely technical. What I'm showing now, by the way, I'm not going to elaborate on any fundamentals because we don't have time for that. Currently, we are on a major support level, like really major. And I don't think this level will be breached. Of course, it's normal that after such a rise that SIS went through, that you're going to have some consolidation. And as it happens, the consolidation is, as expected, right on the previous top. And I believe we will stay above this level. We will not breach it. And that makes this a really great trade. And not necessarily because it's going to new highs. It's because there is a risk reward ratio in here. You know, if you enter now, you could put your stop right here. And you could put your target, I would say, if I just draw this out, you could put your targets at about the 6K levels, which could give this a risk reward ratio of 5.5, which is really high, small risk, high reward. So that's why I am totally into this trade. And I'm just waiting. You know, there's no rush for me to, you know, make 2x gains tomorrow. The best games to play are the waiting games. And just one more thing that I've noticed is that we have fractals. And fractals are price movements that repeat themselves. And if I have to believe this fractal, if this is indeed a fractal, you know, if this rise looks exactly like this rise, we might go down a little bit lower. You know, we might actually touch the 21K, but after that, I believe we are going to the resistance again. So hold SIS, don't worry, keep it in your portfolio, just let it sit there, and who knows, maybe this will turn out to be a great trade. If you have any questions, please put them in the live streams channel on Slack so I can actually read them and respond. Now, next call is Walton. Why did I call it? Oh, hold on. Dear Lord. We are currently right on support. If you look at the RSI, I'm going to make the RSI a little bit larger. And you know, we should probably trade this on the 4 hours. I called this a little bit prematurely. Why did I call Walton a little bit prematurely? It's because I believe that when we breach this resistance, and I'm pretty confident it will be breached, that we are going to new highs very, very fast. This will be like a FOMO trade. And what I see happening a lot in the group is that, you know, we make a call, people buy it and they sell it because it's taking too long. And then the price, it explodes like 2x, 3x, and that's when people start buying. And that's really not the way to trade. The way to trade is just to, you know, buy a coin that is just chilling on the support and don't look at it again. Look at it like once a week. Has anything changed? Have the fundamentals changed? And then be ready for when it breaches resistance. And we have some divergence here, as you can see. The price did not make a lower or a higher low, I'm sorry. But the indicators actually did, and this is significant. This is significantly higher than, you know, than the price currently is. So that's what we call divergence. You can see the same thing happening on the RSI, and this is a bullish signal that usually signals a change in general trend. And I believe it will not be taking too many time from now until we actually reach FOMO territory. And I believe this to be a strong breakout when it breaks out. I believe that when it breaks out, you're going to be too late. You're going to be too late to buy. So if you want to enter this trade, you should probably, do it soon, because I don't want you guys to buy the breakout, because I believe this will be a strong breakout, and otherwise just don't look at it anymore. If we go into bullish trend, you're going to be too late. Now the one you're all waiting for, probably, it's going to be ARK. I'm really excited about ARK, guys. I'm really excited. Just have to go to the Bittrex chart. There we go. Actually, on ARK, we have set a higher low. And as you can see, the indicators has also set a higher low, which confirm that we have now entered a bullish trend. Target, I know it's different from Carson's target, but my target is going to be really simple. As you can see, we have a resistance here. Carson has drawn it this way. This resistance is much more confirmed, and when we breached it, it got punished really bad. So we re-entered this channel, and my target is actually going to be this resistance here, and not this one. And as you can see, this will line up perfectly with the 618, which is, the most important Fibonacci level is the 618. And this matches perfectly with the previous resistance. So when we reach, let's say, 75K, that's when I will dump most of my ARK. If we then continue the trend, we breach the resistance, go up again. Too bad for me. At least I saw the profit. I believe the chance that it will be rejected there is higher than the chance that it will break. So that's the reason I'm putting my target at 75K. So yeah, that's it for ARK. It's not really a difficult story, not complicated. I always say look left for clues. There are a lot of clues here, and we can use them to make a profitable trade. And I'm doing this on a fast pace because I want to do some charting requests for the ones watching right now after I finish this. Same story. Actually, different story, but Ishimoku cloud. This is a breakout indicator that shows us that the price has broken out of a trend. Oh. I have to make this rather large in order for it to be visible to you, but just to be clear, we have a resistance line here. It runs back from halfway 2017, and we actually broke the resistance line. And if we zoom in on our position, then you should note that our entry was right after we broke out of the resistance. Now, currently we are below our entry. Is this a bad thing? No, I don't think so. This resistance, of course, had to be retested to be turned into support. And as you can see, we have just made a higher low. The indicators have made a significant higher low. There's not even a low here. They just keep rising. And we are above the cloud again. So that means that the way is probably clear to our first target. And as you can see, that would be about 750K. Now, what did I base my target on? This is one of the more simple targets I have made, which is going to remove the cloud because it makes things messy. Now, if we take our Fibonacci retracement tool, we draw it out like this, then you should see a couple of Fibonacci levels here. And we can see a clear support or resistance level at the 75K. I don't know if it's psychological or whatever. As you can see, the price has bounced here a couple of times, and they were pretty major bounces that took a while to recover from. And once we broke this level, we really entered FOMO territory. This will be my first target. I will sell half my bag here for a 3x profit. And I believe that Pay or 10x or however you want to call it has an amazing product. They are developing really, really well. They have good tech. And that's why I believe we might even see a new all-time high, which would be around the 230,000 Satoshi level. I'm not entirely sure of this. So this will be my second target. I will sell half my bag at the first target, which will give me a free bag plus profits and a free ride, which is like a double bonus. I could lose the whole bag and I would still have profits from the total position and I would not have any losses. And that's the way I like to trade. Risk management can best be done on positions like this. If you reach your first target, you have a major shit ton of profits. Sell like half, so you have 25-50% profits in total, and then just let the rest run for free. Potentially hit your target and make you another very nice stack of money. Okay, then for Lisk, I'm just going to draw out support and resistance channels. As you can see, this is the channel we are currently in. And both mine and Carson's target is going to be this channel, or the top of the channel. Do we have any other targets? No, I don't anyway. I don't know about Carson, but I myself do not have any other targets. If we actually reach this price point, that's when I will sell and I will not look back. I might lose out. I might lose out a little bit, but it doesn't matter because I will have very nice profits. And our entry for Lisk was about 70K, and that's right on support. That's when we called it. And right now we are at 123K Satoshis. And our target will be 186. I would make it 180, just to be safe. That's when I would sell out. But this would give us like an X2, a little bit more than X2 profits. And this is a really stable, stable coin. It just stays in its channel. It's really predictable, and that's why I like this trade. Do we have any chance of going higher? Yes, but that would require this resistance to be broken. If it gets breached, don't get me wrong. If it gets breached, I might buy back. I'm not really the kind of FOMO guy to buy into FOMO, but I will consider it if the resistance breaks. And keep it simple. Look left for clues. Look what happened into the past and anticipate on the past to predict the present. And in the past, it has always bounced between these levels, and I don't see any reason why it's going to do this or to do this or this. There's no reason for it. But this is my target. Now the coins I am currently not in. I'm not in Litecoin myself. Reason being, this, what to make of this chart. There is no logic whatsoever in this chart. I know why Carson has picked it. I know he's aiming for this level right up here, but I'm skeptical. I'm not entirely sure if that's going to happen. What I do see is that we've made a higher low again, so we might have turned into an uptrend. I would really like to see a higher high as well. And it looks like we might just get it. We might get it. Reason being, this could potentially be an inverse head and shoulders. No, I don't know if it is. It could be. And if this is an inverse head and shoulders, I would put my target right up here. And that would be around the, 0.015 Bitcoin, a little bit lower. That would be my target. I think this is a very realistic target, and it can also be seen if I draw out the support, or I'm sorry, if I draw out the resistance from the previous stops. That's also where it should or could potentially top out. Now I expect if we reach this level, I'm going to be more bullish, and I'm going to wait for a retracement right at the 0.01 level. And if that happens, I'm going to enter here, and we might breach this resistance, and we could maybe shoot for the sky. But for now, this would be my target. 0.015 Bitcoins. Now the other one, I'm currently not in myself. Ethereum Classic. Again, I don't really see why I should be buying this. I could be wrong, of course. Lots of talk about the Ethereum Classic. There's a major uptrend on the indicators, both on the MACD and the RSI. But this is not enough to personally, convince me. Again, could be a higher low. Remains to be seen in the coming days. And if this is indeed the case, we bounce here between these levels and we breach this resistance, that is when I will actually be buying in. If we can breach this stop resistance here, that's when I'm going to enter, not any time before. And there's, maybe there is a big difference in price, but I just don't want to risk it. It's too unclear for me. It's not really something I would be really enthusiastic about. I should have bought here right on support. I didn't. I missed it out, sadly, because that would have made for a very reasonable trade. But right now, I'm not doing it. So, do we have any requests for charts? If so, put them in the live stream channel. I can see ZRX. I'm going to take Binance. Yeah, I don't know what to make of this. This is not enough data for me to trade on. If I would have to analyze this, I would keep it extremely simple. Mark out the resistance, mark out the support. And to me, this looks like a descending wedge, which will be ongoing until halfway December. If this is indeed the case, I would not buy this yet. I would wait for a little bit until either this resistance is broken or until we reach the point of the crossing of support and resistance. That's when I would potentially buy. Same for power. Yes, power. Lots and lots of people are excited, but I'm a technical analyst. I do deal in fundamentals. Fundamentals are good. I heard they landed a project from the Australian government. Could be wrong, but that's what I heard. Don't know if it's true. And this could make for a nice trade. This could absolutely make for a nice trade. Just let me check. If I would have to map this out, I have to find a channel. I believe this to be the channel. Just going to expand the MACD. Hold on. There we go. MACD is bullish. RSI is overbought. Right on resistance. So what I would actually recommend for this is to either wait for a breakout, go above, close the daily here. Very important that we close the daily above this resistance. Wait for a retrace towards resistance because that always happens, and then buy. Or even better would be if we can get down into this support. That would be, if I was going to take this trade, that would be my buy level, not up here. Absolutely not. It's too risky. There's barely any technical data available, so this has to be purely fundamental, and with also something that may or may not be a channel. I don't know if this is a channel. It looks like a channel. I can say this is support, the bottom, that's for sure, but I cannot say with 100% confidence that this is resistance. And it looks like we're breaking out right now. Sure looks like it. And I would, if this happens, wait for a daily close above resistance, let it pull back. Usually 9 out of 10 times it's going to pull back, and then enter the trade. I'm not going to really have any sensible targets. They would have to be based completely on Fibonacci, which I do not like, of course. And this could be a target. This could be a target. I don't know. There's not enough data for me to go off. So I'm not going to give any buy advice on this. Zcoin. Do you mean Zcash? There's only one thing I will say about this. I am allergic to this coin. I don't like it. There's nothing for me to chart here except for a rising RSI. If you're looking for a coin that has anonymity features, I would recommend to buy Zen. And I already made Zen a call. It's not in the call sheets anymore. But Zen actually was a call for people that don't know, and it was called about, let's say, beginning of the previous month. And then a lot of people got angry because it went down and then it just shot up. And the reason I'm so excited for Zen, I'm just going to go to CoinMarketCap. You look at, for example, Dash, 3 billion, well, 3.4 billion market cap. If you look at Ccoin, 80 million market cap. Now let's look at Zen. Zen actually combines hold on. If you look at Zcash, 800 million market cap. Now Zen actually combines the best of Zcash and Dash. both of these features, and it has about a $50 million market cap, and it's making a bull flag right now. At least it's making what it looks to me like a bull flag, bullish pennant, also known as bullish pennant. And I believe there will be another major up before the end of the month. I'm looking to make this a call. I'm not entirely sure yet. Reason being, MACD is currently in a bearish trend. It might actually possibly reverse right now, but I cannot be sure. I'm just going to wait for confirmation. The RSI also seems to be going a little bit lower. That leaves us only with the on-balance volume, which is significant, to say the least. As you can see, people are still buying. It's still rising, and the buys that were done in this small period are insane. And even though the price went down after it, we the amount of sales are non-existent, to say the least. There are a lot of buys here. I don't know why the price is dropping. Could be due to sell walls. I don't know. But things like this really make me happy. They make me bullish, and that's why I will keep this on my watch list. So I would recommend Zen if you're looking for an coin. OMG, oh guys, you guys are really giving me the headache, charts. You know what to make of this. Just look at it. This is not a pattern. It doesn't mean anything. So again, I will just have to make this very simple. Draw out resistance. If you're looking to enter, I know we are very close to support right now. As you can see, it took some effort to breach this, and right now we are bouncing on it. I would enter OMG if we breach this resistance, which could be tomorrow, by the looks of it. We could either break down and go for a new low, or we could be, breaking this resistance, and who knows? I don't know enough about OMG to comment on the fundamentals. I do know the technicals look okay as far as this chart goes. Of course, this is from August, so August, September, October, November. It's about 3-4 months. If I trade it at 4 hourly, it becomes a different story. It's a little bit more clear. You can see a higher low. We have a higher low here, and this could potentially mean we are going to break resistance. So I would wait. I would absolutely just wait for now. Just 24 more hours maybe. And if we breach this line, then just buy and forget it for a couple of days. This is one of the more simple charts I'm making. So yeah, that's basically it. Do we have any other charting requests? Come on, guys, shoot them to me. I have about 10 minutes left, so Sam. trading on the 4 hourly. This looks pretty bullish to me. Not in the long term, or maybe it does. Hold on. I think I need an issue. Not sure if it's going to be of any good use, but yes, it will be. Nah, not going to use it. So in short, there is a very clear resistance on this coin. I'm just going to paint it red. The problem for me here is that in the level we are now, we have never really built any significant support or resistance. It just went and exploded, and then there was a major sell-off, and it went into consolidation. So the only thing that could make this for a good trade is the higher low. And just a small comment, there are a lot of higher lows on the altcoins. The altcoin market cap is trying to catch up, and I believe we might see a very good rally the coming weeks. So expect a lot of money. And this is confirmed by looking at the standard indicators that I always like to use, RSI, MACD, that we might enter a bullish trend. I would wait with buying this, to be honest. I would not buy this yet. What I expect them to do is make a higher high and then retrace again to support. And if it makes a higher high, then this would make for a very good buy. You know, this support line that I've just drawn out, if we can make a higher high here, right on the Fibonacci level, and retrace for a higher low, that would confirm the bullish trend, at least for me, and then I would consider buying, but not yet. Not yet. You know, because in the past, the same thing has seemed to have happened. You know, this can count as a higher low, but it failed to make a higher high. Maybe it will do the same again. I don't know. We're just gonna have to see. Wait and see. I'm going to do 2 more charts, which is Civic and GRS. And this is actually something I have had my eye on for quite a while now. You know why? This makes for the exact same setup that I have for pay. Aka 10x. There is a hidden resistance line here, exactly the same as we had with pay. And I believe when it will be breached, it will be a nice breach. Shimoku Cloud comes into play. Now, what is the difference? As you can see, we have breached the Ishimoku before. It shot up straight and it got rejected at this resistance line. Now, this time, if I zoom in here, the Ishi is right on the resistance line. So that means once this cloud gets broken, this resistance line will be broken as well. So it cannot stop another bull run. And my target, I'm not going to aim too high for Civic, but my target would be, let me just clear the cloud. My target would be right around either the 618. Would be really nice to catch this though. If you want to be realistic, I would just aim for the first Fibonacci level because
this has been in a downtrend for a while, and we need to see some sort of reversal or accumulation periods of a sideways trend before we can continue up. So my target would be about
7,200, 7,500, which still makes for a very good trade, though. Absolutely.
and now the last one.
It's going to be, let's see, COS. It's going to be COS. I want to give you guys an update on COS. And just for your information, this call is based entirely on fundamentals and not technicals. That being said, there's not much to see here, I think, but we can try. That being said, this does look pretty nice, doesn't it? This absolutely does look nice. I'm just gonna have to see the volume because I haven't checked it yet. Pretty bearish, to be honest. The price is not though. The price seems to be right around support. Now let's check the MACD. This should probably be pretty bearish as well, and the RSI. Yeah, there's just not a lot to see here. The success of this trade depends entirely on their ability to create a good functioning exchange, and I believe they are doing pretty well. They are making good progress. They are doing their updates on time. They are sharing profits now, so that means if you have costs on the exchange or even in your my Ether wallet, so it can be in your own personal control, then you get the profits, which really makes for a USP. Because, for example, on Binance, they don't share any profits. They only buy up their own coin, and that's a pretty major difference. If COS can get its traction, they can get some trading going on there, then the price of COS could go 10x, if not more, because this is a micro cap coin. What I don't know even know market cap is right now. It should be 5 million. Yeah, that's what I mean. If we look at, for example, Binance, and I know Binance is a good exchange, but this is 164 million. So if we can get 20% of this, that would be really nice. That would make for 5 to 10x. So yes, my picks of this week are absolutely EOS. As you all know, I'm really excited for EOS. Oh, no, we didn't manage to breach this high yet. I'm gonna keep a close eye on this. So EOS is my pick of the week, and of course also Pay. I'm really excited for Pay. I think you should all have some, at least in your portfolio, because this could go any This could go any minute. Absolutely, I see at least this or next week. I see to be at least 2x from here. Um, if we're not, I don't care. I'm just going to hold it, but that's my
Weather forecast. So yeah, I am going to do some more charting now. Look for some new positions maybe, because I know a lot of you actually took profits on ARC and Lisk, which is not necessarily a bad thing. And there will be an update soon. I actually mentioned something about the ICO that I'm involved in. It's going to be a real estate project, and it's going to allow basically anyone in the world to buy a piece of property. Let's say I bought an apartment complex and it has 10 apartments. I can buy, for example, 1% of that apartment complex and earn the rent. And that's basically the concept. It's like crowdfunding property. We came up with the idea because right now the interest rates on the bank are close to zero. In some countries, they are even negative, so you get negative interest. And real estate always gives a nice return. It's really solid. It's low risk, basically no risk if you're in for the long term. So I believe a lot of people will actually prefer to put their savings in real estate rather than, you know, than in the bank where they get no interest. So I believe it's going to have a great potential, and you guys are going to get a special deal on it. You're going to be the first ones that will be able to buy it. So basically, just look at Crypto Campus as a private investor that's going to kickstart the project, and then we will aim to raise about 100 million. And I'm really fucking excited because it's going to be great. It's absolutely going to be awesome. And when I can tell you more, I will. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you're all gonna stay profitable. I know we made a lot of profit this week, and we will try to keep it up. We will try to keep the profits incoming. So thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Goodbye.